Hello and good day. So as a reminder, I will be in Phoenix, Arizona. I will be in Phoenix, Arizona on December the 10th. So I will leave my information at the bottom of this video, and if anyone needs any help while I'm in the area, you can reach out to see if we can connect. Now, on my website, I also have a number up there, so you can also text me as well. You can send me a message through YouTube, through TikTok, or you can email me. And again, the information will be at the bottom of this video. Now, moving into my story for this evening, I work in deliverance and healing. I have a healing and deliverance ministry. So, of course, I learn a lot and I see a lot. Now, this case that I want to talk about this evening, again, I learned a lot. So I've been working with this lady. So I'm working with this lady, and I've had to take her through deliverance. Took her through deliverance several times. Now, with her case, she would go through deliverance, and then a few months later, sometimes not even a few months later, it could be like a few weeks later, things would jump back into her again. So these spirits were entering her. So I knew I had to try to figure out how this was happening. Now, some of the things that she was dealing with very bad anxiety. She was having panic attacks. She could be working, and then she would start having a panic attack while she was on the job. So, of course, this was just creating an issue. And she just couldn't understand what was happening to her. She would be fine, and out of the blue, she would just start feeling like sad, depressed, and just start feeling a lot of fear. She was also, these spirits would just have her just thinking about things before they even happen. So just kind of making her think like the worst of everything in, different situations. So I knew I had to get to the bottom of this to figure out exactly what was happening, what was going on with her. Now, what she did was she scheduled a spiritual consulting deliverance session with me. And during this session, I'm able to see what spirits are attached to you. And I'm also able to get the names of these spirits. And also I can see how these spirits entered you. All right, so I can give you all of that information during this 30-minute session, and then I can pray to remove these spirits from you. It's very rare that one session will do it. I can't tell you that. I tell people all the time, deliverance is a process. It's not a quick. It's not a quick thing. It's not a quick thing at all. Now, with her situation, as I started to pray for her with her situation, I started to see, of course, that she had spirits that were attached to her. So she was going through deliverance, but somehow these spirits were managing to jump right back in her again. So again, I had to get down to the bottom of this and figure out exactly what was going on. So I saw that she had witchcraft and divination spirits that were attached to her. Now, as I was praying for her, she was telling me she was seeing red eyes that were kind of staring at her. She felt like a demonic presence. So again, I already knew that spirits had re-entered her some way, somehow. So I started commanding and demanding these spirits to talk. Now, what I started to see, I had a vision of her lying down, and I started seeing needles being inserted all over her body. So I started telling her what I was seeing, and she was telling me that she gets something called acupuncture. Now, this is like an ancient Chinese practice. This is like something that they do with the Chinese medicine. And with this practice, this is a way to relieve people of stress or help people with pain. Now, to give you like a quick summary about this acupuncture, so we have something that's called pranic energy that flows through our body. With this pranic energy, when people have injuries, let's just say, like in her case, she had like pain in the shoulder. So the healing energy that runs through the body with these thin needles, what they can do is they can redirect energy from the body to go towards the shoulder. So let's just say she could possibly have a block in the shoulder, so this healing energy is not reaching her shoulder. So they would take these needles to try to remove the block and also try to redirect energy, healing energy throughout her body to go to the shoulder. So that's, you know, that's what people get it done for. And again, some people just get it if they are stressed out as well. So I started seeing this. So she said, yeah, you know, that's what she does. So she gets the acupuncture done. And again, this is just with thin needles that they insert all over the body. Now, with this, she was telling me that the doctor that was doing this, he also did like ancient Chinese meditations. So I started to see this is where the problem was coming from. With a lot of these ancient meditations, you know, when you, first of all, when you're hearing the word ancient, it is more than likely it's going to be an issue, because we're going to be dealing with pagan stuff. Pagan is just, when I use the word pagan or paganism, pagans are people who worship multiple gods. So back in the ancient days, they worship multiple gods, or what we call false gods. You know, they fall in the same category as demons. So he was listening to one of those meditations. All right, so listen to that meditation, something attached to him. So as he was inserting these needles in him, these spirits were running through his hands and through the needles entering the body. This is no different than someone, you know, praying over you, touching you, and the spirits coming in that way. She also was seeing someone that was doing a form of energy healing, which was Reiki. She was doing that. Now, you know, I made multiple videos about that. I work with multiple Reiki masters, taking them through deliverance, because Reiki, you should stay away from that, because what happens with that, you have to get attuned to these ancient pagan symbols. And this is how the spirits can enter these people. When they're working on you, these spirits leave out of their bodies and they can enter you. So if you're working with energy healing, pranic energy healing is safe. This is what Yeshua used to heal people, with this pranic energy, because we have pranic energy flowing throughout our body. Again, that is safe. There are no rituals or anything that you have to do. This is something that we naturally have in our bodies. A lot of people just don't know. Now, also, so she had these divination spirits and witchcraft spirits that are attached to her. So when I'm saying divination, I mostly see divination spirits entering people through different modalities, like the Reiki energy healing, could be tarot card readings, or yoga, or burning candles, burning incense, not just burning them, but, you know, doing certain rituals, or carving different things in the candles, doing egg cleansings. All of these different rituals can bring in what we call tarot card readings, can bring in what we call divination spirits. So this is what entered her. So it entered her through this doctor working on her with this acupuncture, and also with the Reiki energy healing as well. Now, so I'm working with her again. So of course we know what the problem is. So I'm taking her through deliverance, and I told her, you know, just only work with me. Whenever you're working with someone, you don't want to work with multiple people, because you can't run into this situation like she had, and what I'm dealing with, because this can affect someone else's work, like in my case, because everyone works different ways. But when you have multiple people that you're working with, you never know. If something goes wrong, you don't know who to point the finger at, because you're working with multiple people. Always work with one person. So this is regardless if you're working with a prophet, a pastor, a spiritual healer, whoever you're working with. You only want to work with one person. You don't want to be mixing in all of this different stuff, because again, it can cause issues. And if something goes wrong, you don't know who to point the finger at. Now, what I see with a lot of the spiritual people, and this is how they get in trouble, because of course we know these spiritual gifts, they come from the Most High God, but I don't know too many. Matter of fact, I don't know one. I don't know one spiritual person that just does like one thing. Everybody's into different things or multiple things. They're doing this behind the scenes. So you'll think, okay, this person is just doing this acupuncture or whatever they're doing, but they're into different things behind the scenes that they don't tell you about. And most of the times it is witchcraft, and these spirits jump in them, and then in turn it can jump in you when they start working with you. So keep that in mind. Everyone have a safe and great day.